Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to have you guys on board. If you are a new subscriber, karibu. We hope to make you feel part of the family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much as well. I am overwhelmed by you. So today, I think today is the most silent day in my neighborhood. I live in a very noisy neighborhood, and today it's a bit quiet, so I feel like I can do this video. So today, I've been getting a lot of questions about living alone and all that. So probably maybe this is you want to start living alone. You've maybe been living in the hostel and you want to move out, or maybe you're living with your parents and you recently graduated and you want to move out. So I've gotten a lot of questions. I'm going to be addressing them in this video, and also like talking basically about the normal living alone dynamics and everything surrounding. I've been living alone for I think 4 years now. I moved out of hostel in year one. Then throughout all the years, I've been living alone, and I think, and it's not like, what I mean is living alone where you are paying your own bills. Not like, there are people who live alone, but they still have like, probably maybe your parent is still paying for your bills. But now I'm talking about living alone where you pay your own bills as a person. So yes, welcome to the video. I hope you enjoy. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Kindly like this video. It really helps the video get recommended to others, and I would really appreciate. Please like the video. Comment down below on if you're living alone. What is your experience? Where did you start? How has it been? What tip would you give someone who is moving out for the first time? So let's get right into the video. So there's a lot that comes with living alone. There's a lot that comes with deciding. It's a bold step, and I remember for me, I was so afraid the moment I decided that I want to move out. I was so afraid. I kept thinking that, oh, where will I be getting rent? Where will I be, like, will I be able to consistently pay my own bills and sustain my own lifestyle? And I was so afraid. And I know it's something that, so because I've had most of my friends saying I want to move out, but I feel like maybe I'll not be able to pay rent and something. So here is my story. This for me. So how I started living out is I was volunteering at a certain school, and was given a place to stay. I used to live in their SQ. I think I've said that in a video where I went back there, and I didn't pay rent for 1 year. So they had given me an SQ. I used to stay there. I was given food. I had a bed and everything. And funny enough, I used to earn. But I actually didn't think about, like, you see, when you're given a bed, you're given a food, you're living, you don't pay rent. The same thing that happens when you're living with your parents. These things don't actually occur to you. So I couldn't stay there long enough because they were taking more volunteers, and the dynamics of just a lot of things happened, and I had to move out. But the most amazing thing is when I was given a notice to move out, I had saved 10,000 shillings. That is the only money I had. I had no idea like where to start. So the first thing I did is I got a house. And house searching is not easy. I went house searching, and I got a house that I could afford, and I paid 2 months. I paid 2 months rent, because remember, I'm so afraid that I'll not be able to afford rent once I move out. So I paid 2 months. Then I didn't have anything. Remember, I've lived in this place for 1 year, but I've never like even had the thought of maybe buy my own mattress. I would buy my own gas, and that because I had everything at my disposal. So I went, paid 2 months rent. Then I bought a mattress and a gas cooker. Those two things. Then I got us. The house was quite tiny. I think I have a picture. I'll share it if I do. If I don't, it was like a very tiny house. But I think the first day, and I was telling a friend of mine the other day, the first day I slept in that house, I felt peaceful. The first day I slept in that house, I felt free. The day I, even having a mattress and nothing else in the house, I felt free. I felt liberated. I felt like this is what the kind of peace I've been looking for. Because as much as I was given that place for free, there's a lot of demands that were, by the fact that someone is giving you something free, there's a lot of demands that were coming in, which I'll share later. So This first day I slept in this house was, I think, a day when I felt liberated, I felt good, and I slept so well. And so that is where I began my living alone journey. No one even knew that I moved out. So I I went there. So because when people saw this house, they thought I didn't start living alone yesterday. I had to like. So what happens when you live alone inakupanga ile me when I was like unajua ukiishi home you are at your comfort zone, you not think because you have food, you have a place to live, you aikupeangi ile you're not able to think beyond because you are at your comfort zone, like you no one will ask you for rent, like you are so comfortable unakwanga comfort zone. But when you live alone, me when I used to live like at home, I had no like saving scheme, I had no like thoughts that I would invest in anything. But now I come to this house and I think there's no I'll sleep up to 9 because I know I have to go out there and I have to work because I have to pay rent. I have a water bill, I have an electricity bill, I have to pay, I have food, I need to do my hair. You see, such things, I have to go out there and work. Living alone pushes you out of your comfort zone. So if you're maybe torn between, do you move out or just stay with your parents? It's good to stay with your parents, and we're not saying it's bad. But when you live alone, it gives you being a sense of being. You're able to push yourself beyond your limits. You're able to go out there and plan yourself. You're able to go out there, set yourself goals, and go out there and achieve them. Because when you come back, you are even you are mentally calm. You're able to think through things. You cannot just sit in the house. You'll go out there and you will look for hustles. Juu unajua at the end of the day you need to pay rent. At the end of the day you need to have food. And someone was saying it's only when you live alone that you know that you can eat a watermelon for supper and sleep, or an orange or drink tea for supper. And I think me, the days I've lived alone have taught me, I think the most, they have taught me to persevere, they have taught me to endure, they have taught me, I think if there is something when my character has been developed is when I was living alone, because I'm able to sit down and say I have 500 bob. Okay, there is no way I'll go out there and drink that 500 bob because I have electricity to pay. I have what, as in it teaches you priorities. You see, like when we were in first year and you had money, unaishi hostel, you go out there and shop for snacks. But now you can't. Unajua hiyo ati, how do you go out there and eat like chipoza to 50? Unajua hiyo so iko na unga, there is hiyo 50 ingine inaweza nunua viazi, and as in you're able to just see life on another dimension that you have not seen when you're living with your parents. And it's until you push yourself and move ndo unaionanga uko kwa parents unangi uko tu like you are comfortable, everything is okay. But until you move, that is when you are able to see life on this other side. You're able to kind of responsibility that comes with it, and inakufanyanga ukwe like hey, you go to the supermarket and you find maybe rice is being sold at this place at this price, you will go out there na utafute huyo mtu wa wholesale. As in inakufunza even how, I think the financial bit that we are not taught in school, you learn it when you're living alone. And if you can attest, and if you're living alone, I think just comment down below and let me know the financial bit that we were not taught in school, you learn it when you're living alone, because you will know how to budget, you will know how to save, you will know how to like, you'll be able to be responsible, your spending habits. And I think living alone is good. Then there's a friend of mine was telling me I'm living at my parents at the expense of my mental health, because parents don't want to know whether you had a bad day or a good day. They want dishes clean, they want like the house in order, they will send you to place, it doesn't matter. But when you come here, you can decide. Me, sometimes I come in this house and I decide I'm not cleaning dishes for 2 3 days, and I am alone, so nothing will happen. I come and decide I'm cooking food, I'm not cooking today, leo tunaenda kulala. You see, there's a lot of freedom. And I'm not saying living with your parents it's bad, it's amazing and it's good. And let me tell you, if you think that juu unaishi na your parents and you're helping them pay bills, that when you move out you will not be able, I'll tell you something, guys. Imagine, it's the way your mind has not catched up when you're living with your parents, it catches up with you when you're living alone. Your mind will catch up, and there is no single day utakosa rent. I've been living alone for 4 years and there's no single day but I have paid my rent late or have not paid rent. As in, there is a way your mind just catches up and you're able to go out there, you're able to push yourself. Unapata tu, everything ends up working. Kila kitu inaenda up to work. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but imagine things just end up working out. And I think for me, ile yenye ilikuwa sometimes you can just pitia hapo nje unapata huyo mtu anapika chapo, you just come with one chapo, cook tea and you're good. So living alone is amazing. I think for me, I've had like the best. Sometimes I come to this house at as late as I can. Sometimes I come as early as I can, and if I start freedom, I can stay the way I want in the house. I can. Even though you're living in that house and you don't have a bed, you just moved out. You just have maybe a gas or maybe a stove with that. Mtu wanza pole pole. Life starts. It's only the grave that starts from up. Life starts from there, and you're able to move. I told you guys, I started with a mattress and nothing else in the house, and with time you're just able to, you go out there, get one thing, and within no time your house is full and you're doing well. So just, I think it's just being able to believe in yourself that you can. It is hard. It's a very hard step because me, when I moved out, I was wondering, where will I even be getting rent? Like, where? I was just seeing how I'll be sleeping hungry and how I'll be begging, but that is not the case. Your mind will just catch up. You find yourself getting jobs, you find yourself getting gigs, and things end up working out. At the end of the day, I can attest, and one thing I can say is that things end up working out. It may not seem like it right now because you have not made the step. Until the day you make that step is when you realize how amazing it is, and you're able to just, your mind will catch. When you're living with your parents, maybe you just leave taps alone, taps ziki unashindwa sasa, huyu ananiuliza nini? Kuacha tu tap kidogo, maji kidrip ni kitu ya kufanya make noise, ama maybe kuacha tu bulb ni kitu ya ku make noise, kitu kama hiyo. But when you live alone, hey, you even come back. Me utoka sometimes, then nikifika kwa gate, I'm like, well, let me go back and check whether nimefunga bulb juu. Hey, where, as in, you just become a responsible adult. Unaanza kuona ile mzazi alikuwa anakwambia we tumia mafuta kidogo, hiyo ndo, as in, tumia mafuta kidogo, siji ozi mabali, because you know you're going to pay for them. But in your parents' house, you're like, you don't even know how much. You know me, I was shocked when I started shopping for things, and I was like, wait, you mean kiberiti inatokanga 5 bob? Me niko like, I left it at 3 bob. Those two small things, unaenda kununua greta unashinda, the small things, unaenda kununua mwiko unashinda, mwiko iko expensive hivi kwa nini? I think living alone, those the most basic things. Sometimes unaenda kununua bed uko like, you know, in your parents' house everything is bought and nini. Unaenda kununua bed wanakuambia sijui 5k, unashindwa like vitu ziko hivi expensive. I think your mind just catches up. Your mind has a way of expanding to nicely, as in a catch up when you start living alone, and it's amazing. By the way, it's so peaceful, as in you can be, I think when we left high school, we were like, oh, I want to go as far as I can from home and start living on my own. I will have a fridge and I will have a cooker and I will have a washing machine. What? Until you come to the ground and you're like, where? Unapata, just squeeze. There's a picture I saw and I will share it here. You see, like, confirmed you have received a umelipa job. Then expenses are just like this on you. Like steamer, maji, food, rent, all those things are like on your throat. And you have money, but you don't have money. Because you've already inserted your bills. You have the money, but that money, you already know inaenda steamer, inaenda maji, inaenda rent, inaenda one. So what I do for me is, maybe when I'm in a project that's well paying, or I get a job that will pay me well, nikipata hiyo do, mi ulipa rent ahead. When I can, not every other month that I pay rent. Like, kama this week, I just paid rent jana. Hapana, no. Juzi is when I paid rent. Not every month that I pay. that I pay like hivo. Nikipata maybe a good project or a good deal yenye najua maybe it will come like itanisaidia on a rainy day, mi ulipa rent ahead, then nalipa tokens zangu mob, and I pay maji ahead, like before like your time, ndio nikijua maybe this month nitakuwa na a lot of responsibility or something, when I can, not every other time. And sometimes the expenses are so many because you're even trying to help home, you're trying to send them something, so not like every other time that I'm able to do that, but when I can, that is what happens. And I'd advise, if you're moving out for the first time, you're going to live alone on the first time, and you have maybe some savings or samani, just pay rent kama 1-2 months ahead, zinakupeanga like hiyo time ya ku adjust, then zinakupea time hapo katikati maybe to get a bed, to get something else in the house, kununua maybe gas, if you can. That is what I'm saying. But if you can't, just go with what you have. Start with a mattress, start with like ile kitu yenye tu iko convenient, the basics. Don't go for the like big things. Start with the basics, kina sufuria, ni utensils hizo, then place yenye utalalia like a mattress, kitu kama hiyo. So yes, I hope this was helpful. I didn't want to give so many stories. It's just a friend of mine just asked me that when I posted my house to a friend of mine was like, mimi house tour yangu haiwezi enda hata more than 3 minutes, because he had just completed campus and he alikuwa amepata job, so he moved out and only had a bed. And I think ni last week alikuwa ananiambia I'm progressing nini, nikamwambia it's like pole pole, just by one thing at a time, one thing at a time. And one thing is for sure, and one thing I can test to, hautaikosa hiyo rent, hautaikosa like hiyo do ya kubai, utaikosa like hutaikosa, like just it's waiting for you to make that step. And until you make that step, ndo unaanza, ndo everything else ina unfold. It's waiting for you. After you make that step, that is when everything else unfolds. But if you never know how it is. So that is it, guys. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't, like, share and comment. I'd really want to know what you think, and what is your experience living alone. What is if you're living alone, what is your experience? If you're not living alone yet, what are you afraid of, ama what is holding you back? So until then, guys, please remember to be kind. It's okay not